Augustine Church is a church in the middle of Edinburgh city centre. It's a gathered community. It's been in this building for just over 150 years. We're a very diverse community, and we aspire to be a very inclusive community. 2 years ago we merged with MCC Edinburgh, and as part of that we set up a ministry called Our Tribe, which is the LGBT ministry. We also have quite a large number of people who come through the mental health drop-in that we run in partnership with the chaplains from the Royal Edinburgh Hospital as well. And we have everybody else, old, young, different things like that. So it's a very diverse community.
So it's a place where people can come and explore their faith and their spirituality and be themselves. Just come as they are, without any worry or fear that they're going to be excluded or not made welcome. One of the important things about Our Tribe is that it kind of bridges a gap between the LGBT community in the city and church. So it allows folk to come and experience church in a positive way. And we offer all sorts of different experiences for folks. So we will have different things happening at Our Tribe each month.
I mean, I can remember when I first started going to church. I went to the Metropolitan Community Church because I actually wouldn't have dared to go to a mainstream church. I wouldn't have dared come in through those doors to the main service on a Sunday. It would have been far too scary. Because I guess as a transgender person, I'm very used to, and at the same time very frightened of rejection, and particularly rejection from the mainstream churches.
The Quilt Project was one of the very first projects that we embarked on as a joint community, and it was a way of really showing something very practical and having something at the end of that project that meant that you could see the unity, you could see that these two congregations had come together.
People who wanted to participate were given a set of coloured material and asked to go away and make a patchwork square. There was no sort of guidance about what sort of thing they should come up with. They were just free to do whatever they liked. And the process of meeting together to embroider or bring the squares together was a really good way of us getting to know one another. You know, I think that really cemented the relationships of the two communities coming together.
The colours are the colours of the rainbow, and that's the whole idea of God's rainbow in the sky, showing a promise of God's love for everyone. And the rainbow's also a sign of LGBT pride. So those two things came together symbolically in that quilt, as well as the coming together of all the bits of patchwork and the idea that from individual things, something bigger and greater and more beautiful can come.
It's amazing the way the people from MCC have brought down the average age of Augustine. We have a lot of people who are, well over the allotted span.
People know from the media there's all sorts of stuff around lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender lives that raise questions for folk. And often the Bible is one of the things that gets used. In many ways it gets used as a weapon against LGBT folks. We had a facilitator come and run a workshop looking at the passages in the Bible that talk about sexuality and talk about homosexuality, and actually what did they really say, not what do we hear the media says that they say. So folk have really been embracing of the whole concept of theology and sexuality.
The URC is a very welcoming and a remarkably inclusive and really wonderful church to be part of. And I guess that there's something about the fact that the URC welcomes and promotes and supports so strongly and so sincerely and with such a deep and loving heart what we're doing here. That means a great deal to me. And I guess that this award is part of that. It's very, very important.